I am the king of Israel. David can never be the king of Israel. As long as I breathe, the throne is mine.
Imagine you finally achieve the dream you have spent your entire life chasing. You become respected. People admire you. Your name is known everywhere. But then someone younger appears. Someone more popular. Someone people start praising more than you. At first, you tell yourself it does not bother you. You smile. You pretend everything is fine. But deep inside, something changes. Every compliment they receive feels like an attack against you. Every success they experience feels like something being taken away from you. And slowly, the person you are fighting against is no longer the person standing in front of you. It is the battle happening inside your own mind. Thousands of years ago, a powerful king experienced this exact struggle. He was chosen to lead a nation. He was a warrior. He had everything many people dream about. But one emotion began controlling him: jealousy. And that emotion slowly transformed him from a respected leader into one of the most tragic figures in history. So what happened inside the mind of King Saul that caused him to lose everything? Before we continue, if you enjoy videos that explore history, psychology, and the hidden lessons behind powerful stories, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and watch until the end, because the final lesson about jealousy is something that applies to all of us. The story of King Saul is more than an ancient story about a king. It is a psychological study of what happens when fear, insecurity, and jealousy begin controlling a person's decisions. Jealousy is the painful feeling that appears when we believe someone else has something we should have, whether that is success, attention, respect, love, or power. But jealousy is often misunderstood. Many people think jealousy is simply wanting what another person has. But psychologically, jealousy is usually connected to something deeper. It is connected to fear. Fear of losing our position. Fear of not being enough. Fear that someone else's success proves our failure. King Saul's story matters because it reveals something uncomfortable about human nature. A person can have power, success, and recognition, yet still be destroyed by insecurity from within. And the most interesting question is not just what Saul did. The deeper question is, why did his mind respond this way? To understand Saul's downfall, we have to understand where the story began. Saul was the first king of Israel. Before becoming king, he was not presented as a cruel or evil man. In fact, he was described as someone who appeared humble and capable. He was chosen during a time when Israel wanted strong leadership. At first, Saul experienced victories. People respected him. He had authority. But success can reveal parts of a person that were hidden before. When someone's identity becomes connected to being admired, respected, or powerful, any threat to that identity can feel dangerous. This is where jealousy begins. Modern psychology explains that jealousy often develops through comparison. Humans naturally compare themselves with others. Comparison can motivate growth, but unhealthy comparison creates a dangerous pattern. I am only valuable if I am better than someone else. This appears in Saul's life when a young warrior named David begins gaining attention after defeating Goliath. The people celebrate David. They praise his success. And Saul does not simply see David as another person. He sees David as a threat. The problem was not David's victory. The problem was what David's victory represented inside Saul's mind. It represented the possibility that Saul was no longer the center of attention. Key characteristics of jealousy in Saul's story. Characteristic 1. Insecurity. Insecurity is the foundation of destructive jealousy. It happens when a person's sense of worth depends heavily on outside approval. Saul was not just afraid of David, he was afraid of what David's popularity meant about himself. When people around him celebrated David, Saul interpreted it as rejection. This happens in everyday life. A co-worker gets promoted, a friend becomes successful, a family member achieves something great. A healthy mind says, "Their success does not remove my value." An insecure mind says, "Their success proves I am losing." Characteristic 2. Fear of losing control. Jealousy often creates a desire to control situations and people. Saul began making decisions based on protecting his position rather than serving his people. When fear takes control, people stop asking, "What is right?" and start asking, "What protects me?" This is one reason jealousy can become destructive. It changes the focus from purpose to self-preservation. Characteristic 3. Obsession. A jealous mind often becomes trapped in repeated thoughts. Why are they getting attention? Why are people praising them? Why are they succeeding? Saul's attention became focused on David. Instead of developing himself as a leader, he became consumed with another person's journey. This is a common psychological trap. A person can become so focused on someone else's success that they stop building their own. Characteristic 4. Emotional reaction. Jealousy does not stay only in thoughts. Eventually, it affects behavior. A person who feels threatened may become angry, suspicious, defensive, or hostile. Saul's emotions began influencing his decisions. The king, who was supposed to lead wisely, became controlled by emotional reactions. The story of Saul connects deeply with modern life. Jealousy can damage relationships because it replaces trust with suspicion. A friend's achievement can start feeling like competition. A partner's attention toward others can create fear. A family member's success can create silent resentment. In the workplace, jealousy can destroy teamwork. Instead of celebrating growth, people begin comparing positions, salaries, recognition, and opportunities. The tragedy is that jealousy often hurts the person feeling it more than anyone else. The jealous person carries the stress. They carry the anger. They carry the constant need to compare. And slowly, their own peace disappears. One surprising fact about jealousy is that it often appears strongest in people who already have something valuable. Saul was not jealous because he had nothing. He was jealous because he had something to lose. Another surprising fact is that jealousy is not always about another person. Sometimes it reveals what we fear about ourselves. When Saul looked at David, he was not only seeing David's success, he was seeing his own insecurity. Another important fact is that admiration and envy can exist at the same time. A person can recognize someone's talent while secretly feeling threatened by it. This makes jealousy complicated. It is not always obvious. Sometimes it hides behind criticism, jokes, or rejection. The greatest danger of jealousy is that it changes perception. A person stops seeing reality clearly. They begin interpreting neutral situations as threats. Saul eventually damaged relationships, lost trust, and made decisions from fear. The lesson is powerful. When jealousy controls the mind, a person can destroy the very things they are trying to protect. Power does not protect someone from insecurity. Success does not automatically create peace. Without emotional control, even achievement can become a prison. So how does someone overcome destructive jealousy? The first step is recognizing it. Many people try to hide jealousy because they see it as weakness. But awareness creates change. Ask yourself, what exactly am I afraid of losing? Often the answer is not the other person's success. The deeper fear is something personal. Maybe it is fear of being forgotten, fear of not being respected, fear of not being enough. The second step is separating another person's success from your identity. Someone else winning does not mean you are losing. Another person's growth does not reduce your value. The third step is practicing gratitude. Jealousy focuses on what is missing. Gratitude redirects attention toward what already exists. The fourth step is focusing on your own path. Comparison creates distraction. Growth requires attention. Instead of asking, "Why are they ahead of me?" ask, "What can I learn, improve, and build?" The healthiest people are not those who never feel jealousy. They are those who recognize it before it controls them. Emotional maturity is not about never having negative feelings. It is about choosing what you do with those feelings. Now that we have explored the psychology behind Saul's jealousy, there is another important question. Was Saul simply jealous? Or was something deeper happening inside him? Many people confuse jealousy with insecurity, but they are connected while still being different. Understanding the difference helps us understand Saul's downfall even better. Jealousy and insecurity often work together, but they begin differently. Insecurity starts with how someone sees themselves. Jealousy starts with how someone reacts to another person. An insecure person may think, "I am not enough." A jealous person may think, "Because they have something, I have less." In relationships, insecurity can create a need for reassurance. Jealousy can create suspicion and competition. In decision-making, insecurity may cause hesitation. Jealousy may cause harmful reactions. Emotionally, insecurity is often sadness or fear. Jealousy often adds anger and resentment. Saul's tragedy was that his insecurity transformed into jealousy, and jealousy transformed into destructive actions. History is filled with examples of people who struggled with similar emotions. Many leaders throughout history faced moments where they had to choose between humility and protecting their ego. In popular culture, many stories explore this same theme. Characters who cannot handle someone else's success often become their own greatest enemy. The reason these stories connect with audiences is because the conflict is universal. It is not only about kings, it is about human nature. Anyone can experience the moment when another person's success challenges their own identity. King Saul's downfall was not caused by one single moment. It was a slow psychological process. A successful leader became trapped by fear. Fear created insecurity. Insecurity created jealousy. And jealousy influenced his choices. The greatest lesson from Saul's story is that the biggest battles are often not fought outside of us. They happen inside the mind. What part of Saul's story surprised you the most? Do you think jealousy is more dangerous because of what it makes people do, or because of how it changes the way they see reality? Share your thoughts in the comments. I would love to hear your perspective. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like it. Subscribe for more videos exploring psychology, history, and the hidden lessons behind powerful stories. And if you want to discover another fascinating story about the human mind, watch our next video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.